You've seen the photos. The glowing red lanterns, the steam rising from street food stalls, the endless neon canyons. It's the cinematic Hong Kong night market experience every traveler wants. But check the recent reviews and you'll find a totally different story. Travelers warning you to stay away, calling these exact same markets outdated tourist traps filled with nothing but counterfeit plastic. It's a stark contrast to what these streets used to be. For decades, Hong Kong's street commerce was the lifeblood of the city's working class. Many guidebooks still treat these as bargain shopping hubs, but hunting for generic consumer goods in the age of e-commerce is a guaranteed way to waste your limited evening hours. If you're visiting Hong Kong, your itinerary almost certainly forces a choice between the two heavyweights, Ladies Market and Temple Street. You probably only have 1 or 2 free nights, and you can't afford to guess which one actually matches your travel style. This matrix scores both markets across 3 specific categories. We're going to evaluate them on shopping value, culinary value, and photographic value. To make the right choice, you have to stop hunting for physical souvenirs and start prioritizing undigitalizable experiences. Here's how the data actually breaks down. Let's start with shopping. If you go to Temple Street expecting retail therapy, you're going to be disappointed. 95% of the merchandise here is generic electronics and mass-produced items, with almost 0 unique value. Look at this quadrant chart comparing your bargaining effort to actual merchandise value. Temple Street sits squarely in the bottom left. You'll spend a lot of energy haggling for a very poor return on your time. Ladies Market, on the other hand, is the actual retail workhorse. This is where you want to go for clothing, fashion, and accessories. It's located right in the middle of Mong Kok, which is one of the most densely populated, high-traffic commercial districts on the planet. But you need a strategy to win here. The best time to strike is between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Vendors are trying to clear out their daily inventory, giving you the maximum leverage to negotiate prices down. Apply that timing strategy, and Ladies Market jumps to the top right of the chart. High effort, but high value. Going to Temple Street with a shopping list is the exact error that leads directly to those negative tourist trap reviews. Where Temple Street actually dominates is its food. It is the undisputed king of authentic outdoor wok cooking. Naturally, a lot of visitors walk right past these stalls, terrified of ruining their trip with a bad case of traveler's stomach. But Hong Kong street food has a built-in safety mechanism: extreme, sustained heat. When you order traditional claypot rice, the vessel itself is cooked over a roaring flame that easily neutralizes pathogens. This risk matrix shows exactly how to navigate a menu. Steamed and deep-fried items are heavily weighted in the safe zone, while anything sitting at room temperature, like pre-cut fruit, sits firmly in the high-risk category. The easiest way to verify a stall's quality is the school uniform test. If you see a crowd of local teenagers in their school uniforms eating there around 5 p.m., you've found a winner. They are budget-conscious, repeat customers who demand fresh ingredients. This is what a safe, high-turnover stall looks like in practice. Separate handling for cash and food, and cooks who never stop moving. Trusting this visible hygiene theater and basic heat logic is a far more reliable strategy than searching the walls for official health certificates. Beyond the food, Temple Street's real currency is cultural performance. Near the Temple Gardens, you'll find rows of traditional fortune tellers. If you only speak English, you can still participate. Experienced practitioners use a localized menu system of archetypal translations, turning a mystical reading into an interactive cross-cultural dialogue. Just a few steps away, traditional Cantonese opera singers anchor the street's historical identity, morning tone. But you will miss all of this if you make one fatal logistical mistake. If you arrive at 5 p.m. hoping to beat the crowds, you'll find a lifeless street of empty metal frames. This chart tracks the market's energy across the evening. Look at the flat line at 5 p.m. The atmosphere doesn't actually begin to build until the sun goes down, shooting up dramatically right at 7:30 p.m. That is the visual payoff. The neon fully activates, the crowds arrive, and the cyberpunk aesthetic you traveled here to see finally reveals itself. The value here is locked in the environment, not the transactions. Arriving before the neon lighting activates leaves you standing in the middle of a dress rehearsal rather than the main event. Synthesizing all of this, here is how you actually choose between the two. This flowchart maps out the decision. If your priority is hunting for fashion and testing your haggling skills, bypass Temple Street entirely. Head straight to Ladies' Market between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. But if you want wok-fired street food, neon photography, and cultural rituals, take the alternate path. Leave your shopping list behind and hit Temple Street between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. You'll be spending your evening around the historic Tin Hau Temple, the landmark that gives the area its name and its spiritual center. Matching your travel goals to the location's actual strengths ensures you spend your night engaging with Hong Kong's culture rather than its generic souvenirs. Now, if you refuse to compromise and want to conquer both markets in a single night, there is an optimizer's route. Be prepared to endure a 6-hour excursion. Phase 1. Hit Ladies' Market from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. to secure retail goods while inventory is high and crowds are still manageable. Phase 2. Solve the problem of carrying heavy bags. This transit map shows the route south. You can rent a storage locker right inside the Mongkok MTR station to stash your purchases before you keep moving. Phase 3. Ride the train south and arrive fresh at Temple Street at exactly 7:30 p.m., just in time to hit the absolute peak of the culinary and neon atmosphere. You will need intense physical stamina to pull off this doubleheader. But whether you choose one market or both, mastering Hong Kong's nightlife requires a simple trade. You have to leave behind the desire for cheap, tangible goods and pursue the undigitizable, authentic experiences that actually make traveling worthwhile.